Hey, what's up everybody? This is Tim with the Nintendo Dads, and today I'm not taking a look at a game, but I'm taking a look at a controller that our friends at EasySMX sent to us, specifically to me, so I get to check out. I love it when I get to check out new products and stuff like that. I myself like to, if I see something new that I want to try, I'll go buy them myself. But our friends over here at SMX, Easy SMX, sent us this controller, which is the X10 controller, which I have here in the box. Just showing what it looked like when I got it. Let me just change this over so you guys can see a better view of this. What's missing is the dongle here, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But it came nicely in this box. Very nice box. And what's cool about this particular controller is a few things that I'm going to go over. And I've been playing with it for about a week and a half to 2 weeks now, using it in various ways that allows you to use it. And I want to talk about those things real quick too. So, but here, let's take a look at the website real quick so I can go over a few things about this specific controller and why this is something you may be interested in checking out yourself, especially for a couple features here. So let's go over it together real quick. So one of the things that struck me about this particular controller when they reached out to us and said, hey, we got a new controller, you want to check it out? I was like, let me do some research. One of the things that struck out to me was that, like some other controllers we like, they have the magnetic covers, face plates. This one in particular has two sets you can buy. You can buy the set that comes with purple, like a purplish cover with handle grips there, or the black. The black comes with the white colors, and the purple comes with, let's go over to that pic real quick. Wait, where is that? There it is. White. They both come with white, so that's good to know. But this is all the stuff that comes in the box right here. You can see on screen, and I have mine here that I took out already. Comes nicely packaged at the bottom here. Nice foam insert, and also on this side it comes with a USB-C to USB plug. The dongle is USB, which I actually have plugged into my computer, but I'll talk about that more in a minute. And then it has a card for you to be able to link up and share your review, and of course instructions. But the other thing that I liked about this controller in doing the research is the Hall effect switches. So let's go over here. Hall triggers and Hall joysticks. So this is the newest thing in the controller world, is trying to prevent drift with the older style that we've all come accustomed to in some controllers. Yes, Nintendo Switch, and this is what this controller can work with, is a Nintendo Switch. The Joy-Cons, we all know, has had drift problems, and we've all fixed those or sent them back to Nintendo, and Nintendo's fixed it. But now with these new Hall effect control joysticks and switches, they've been, right now, the idea is that because they use magnetic contacts rather than a contact that can wear and tear and leave residue or particles behind, and that's why you get the drift. This is, a lot of controller companies are doing this, and EasySMX created theirs, which is this one, which has some other features that I haven't seen yet either, which is has micro switch ABXY buttons. So these are clicky. You hear that? When playing this, I thought at first I might get irritated with that, but not at all. It feels really good when I'm playing games, and it's only, it's those top buttons, and the shoulder buttons do clicks too, but those triggers are nice and quiet, except for me letting go of it. Speaking of the triggers, it also shows that those are the Hall triggers, which uses magnets for connecting, and it says it has a response interval for those, which is 0.1 millimeters. I didn't play any games that needed that yet. I'm gonna have to try some racing games because that's usually where I use those the most. But all the buttons, all the triggers have felt good in the games that I have been playing, especially these clicky buttons. It's just something that's very satisfying about that. And the D-pad, it doesn't feel mushy at all either. And I use that on playing Centipede, revamped or whatever they call it, recharged. I played that on PC, and that felt really good and responsive as well. So will it work as good as a Nintendo D-pad? I have yet to try that out as well. But as far as a classic game like Centipede goes, it worked really well. It was very responsive and did not feel mushy at all. Also, the triggers or the joystick triggers when you push down on them felt really nice and clicky and really good too. All in all, this controller is built very well. For $50, it has some of the features that we've come accustomed to in a controller. The only thing that's missing, it does have rumble, but it did not have 6-axis, or what do you call it? Oh no, it does. My bad. 6-axis motion control only on Switch. So that's why I was thinking, because I was playing on PC. But it does have the 6-axis one, but it doesn't have the NPC or the Amiibo reader in it. That's what I was thinking. Got those two confused. That's what's missing, is the Amiibo reader. It has the rumble, 3 levels of that, and you can have the turbo buttons. Battery lasts a long time. I haven't had to recharge this yet. And one thing I have to reach out, and this is some of their other controllers, and they compare their models to each other so you can find what's best for you. One of the things that I need to find out from them is what this is for. Let me go back to the screen here. I have an idea what it's for. It's basically so you can connect probably a mobile phone holder here, so you can attach that and then be able to use your mobile phone with this device. Or maybe even put in a Switch screen in there. I'm going to have to reach out and find out about that. So, but speaking of reaching out and support, I did have to reach out to them because when I had this connected to the Switch, I ran into a problem to where when I switched over this controller to be wired on the Switch, my Switch wasn't recognizing it. Wirelessly, no problem. It synced up, no problem. I can turn on my Switch with it, wake it up, if you will, with the controller, and the response time was flawless, just like your normal Pro controllers that you would get for the Switch. There's no difference there. But when I tried to do it wired, because sometimes, when you have to charge it or whatever you're going to play, you want to charge it up, you want to plug it to the USB, the dock. It wasn't working. It wasn't operating with it plugged in. But support, I reached out to them to find out what I was doing wrong. Maybe I missed something, and I did. With these controllers, you have to turn on the Pro Controller feature in the Nintendo Switch. So what does that mean? Well, let's turn on the Switch right now, which I just did, and go over to there. And I just turned it on with this. So woke it up, played along here. So this is where I had to go. Go to the controllers. Whoops. I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. Controllers. And over here in the Pro Controller wired communication, that has to be on for this controller. That threw me off because I don't remember having to do that before. Sorry, I was pausing because I was reading that. Because I thought I could just plug it in and let it charge. I'm going to have to mess with that. Because I didn't have that on before. I thought I didn't have to have that on when I have the Nintendo Pro Controller plugged in and using that. But apparently it says right here that if the option is enabled, the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller will communicate with the console via wired communication when connected to it using the USB charging cable. So that was my mistake. Like I said, I knew it wasn't the controller. It was just what was I missing, and they were very helpful and reminded me of what I had to do. All right, so that is that in that from that perspective. The other thing is being able to switch between uses. I did all of these. I switched between the Nintendo Switch, the dongle that I was talking about earlier, which I have connected to my PC. I also had the wire both to my Nintendo Switch, as I was just talking about, and to my PC, so I could use it via that way. And I also used it on my phone for Bluetooth, playing Chrono Trigger. So I downloaded that, and I was like, I want to see if this works as a controller for that, and it did. Again, this is why I'm hoping that's what that slot is for back there, is to be able to hold my phone there and be able to play games, which would be awesome. All right, so that is another reason, another selling point for this is that if you want a controller that will allow you to play different devices differently with the PC and your Switch, wirelessly or wired, you can do that with this device. And you also have turbo buttons. You also can turn off the vibrate. There's also rear triggers here, so you can program these rear triggers as well, and that's been a new big thing with controller manufacturers as well, is putting those there. So lots of features on this for $50, and I think that's really good price for what everything it's done here. A couple things of note that bothered me about it, and that is that I need my buttons to say what I'm doing. So as you can say, the button layout is not a Nintendo button layout. It is more of an Xbox layout, or PC gaming, if you will. Speaking of Xbox, great for Game Pass, again, using it via mobile device. So been able to do that. But the placement of the buttons, not used to that when switching from devices. But that's just, again, a me problem. I know I'm not looking at the buttons. I know what they got to do. It's a Nintendo versus the world problem as well, because even if I don't pay attention to these buttons, Nintendo tends to have the bottom button be the action button, and this button here on theirs, of course, is A button, is their action button. So their action button is the bottom, is their actually, let me get this, I'm getting this backwards. Nintendo's action button is the A button over here. But for other companies, that is the back out or back button or cancel. And then for Nintendo, the B button is the cancel button, the bottom button. But this, for most other game consoles or PC, this is the action button. So getting used to that is something you have to get used to when you're switching between those modes. And other companies have gone to, like this one, where I'm trying not to show off too much, but where, come on, focus, where they put the, don't focus on me. There we go. They put the letters, like this is mainly a Switch controller, but you can see on the inside, it also has the switched names for depending on when you use it somewhere else. So that's one aspect of it to where people can companies can kind of cater to people like me who like to see that. But again, that is my own personal hang up, I guess, if you will. The other thing is I would love it if I could get this type of thing in a split pad format, kind of like we have for, I don't have them handy. Oh, here it is. My Switch. So I have the Split Pad Pro on here, and I would love it if I had the same type of things on here in this form, but also to where I could take them off and still use them wirelessly. Because with the current Pro Pad split pad controllers I have on there, they're not I can't use them when I take them off the Switch. But that's what I can use this, I guess. So, anyways, those are a couple of things that I wished for or kind of my hangups for. But all in all, I would give this probably, if you're looking at what everybody else is giving it, they're giving it 5 stars. I would probably give it 4.5 stars. Almost 5, because I think a 5 would allow for NFC chip reading on it. No third party I've seen has been able to do that yet. I don't know if it's a cost issue. That's probably why they keep the cost down and keep that out. And maybe not enough people use it. And I certainly probably don't use it as much as I think I do. So it's pretty close to a 5 for this. It feels great. It's heavy, feels solid. It's a good solid build. And we'll see as far as how long these actually last compared to regular joysticks. The whole intention is that these are built to last a long, long time because of the Hall effect joysticks. All right, I think I rambled on to everything I thought I can think of for this controller. Again, this is a 4.5 to 5 star controller, especially, let's just say 5 stars. $50 for everything you get in this controller, and it's solid and feels good, and with the potential of being able to use this even with mobile devices as well, and the flexibility of using it with the Switch and your PC is just, and even Xbox Game Pass, let's put it that way as well, is fantastic. So again, that is the EasySMX X10 controller for Nintendo Switch and PC. And this is Tim with the Nintendo Dads, and I will check you later. Bye-bye.